Hi, welcome back for the third video. Now we are going to create a new project. But before we jump into that, on the right hand side of the screen, you can always see and access to Autodesk Forma's YouTube channel, community forum, Forma blog, and help center. So if I click on the new project, you will see that there is it's basically looking for geolocation. So let's say İzmir. İzmir, Turkey, which is correct. İzmir, güzel, yalı. Let's take a look at it. And now it's going to zoom in and it's going to put a location to it. By the way, when we see this, we start with a project name, project 1, or let's say design 1 for child. Okay, and by the way, what we see here, we can pan by clicking the left mouse button. We can zoom in, zoom out. We can also click confirm, or we can click on this terrain view. So what you see is it's basically taking this part of the project as our project area. If we zoom in too much, it's not going to give us a chance to select the location. So it needs to be in a certain zone. Exactly. So we can say, okay, confirm map area. Once we confirm this area, confirmed it. So once we confirm this area, it's basically creating that or accessing that location area or that information that is related to that part of the map. So it's, I think, now creating that location. And this is basically the interface that we are going to see a lot in this playlist and in maybe the next playlist where we would use Autodesk Forma. So left hand side is a menu that will be going through, right hand side is another menu that will be going through, but once we put our location, Forma works with kind of a marketplace where you order data for the buildings, for terrain, and for the roads. Obviously, when you select a location as such, it's basically having a lot less information or a lot less opportunities to receive or to get your data. So for instance, for the buildings, we can say OpenStreetMap. For terrain, European Union, DIM, digital surface model of these kind of countries, or flat terrain, OpenStreetMap for the roads, or you can import this information. You can import the DXF, or you can import OBJ, IFC, until or the file that you'll be putting in needs to be smaller than 100 megabytes. So let's order data from our OpenStreetMaps and in the same area, and when we say order, and you can see that we are having like 1.65 kilometers square kilometer, something as such. We can have a 3D terrain from the same location, and we can have the roads, and we can have this in. And once we all have this information, we now have our location, right, and terrain. By the way, once you receive this, you won't be receiving any like the materials or anything of the buildings etc., etc. So let's see. The name of this project is Design One for Xyli. If I click on here, it will take me to my hub, okay? And this is my project, first project. I can put this project in, okay? And then the next thing is the library. So you see, we already have the like building. So if I preview these buildings, if I click on the buildings, it will be loading all these buildings onto this terrain. Obviously, based on the size of the project that you're working on, this may take time, like more minutes, less minutes, so on and so forth. But now it's trying to load all these buildings. But remember, like, we are working larger than 1000 meter by 1000 meter. So you see, it's basically adding all this or selecting all this. If you click elsewhere and then say, if you select this only, it will add 6 geometries. And if you select them all, it will add all 1740 geometries in. Okay, so these are the buildings that we see on that particular location in Güzel. And you can, if you click right on your mouse button, it will orbit. If you press shift by doing so, you'll be panning the screen. And the next thing that I wanted to come over here, if you click on the order data again, you'll have that menu again, and then you'll be adding more data if you want to. Underneath extensions, you can add more extensions, but to Autodesk Forma from the third-party providers, but we don't need to go into there yet. Project members, you can invite project members. Let's invite myself as a collaborator and send an invite. Okay, you can do that too with my Gmail. And if you can just send it, you see, you can send it as a, you can make it, I can make myself viewer or revoke access. I can take myself out. Compare is basically the comparisons of your works, in which you can put an analysis on the left hand side. On the right hand side, you can put another analysis, which can be seen on this menu once you're done with the analysis, and then compare. And we have a board menu here. This basically is a menu in which you can like sketch on it, put some images, etc., etc. So we can come back to our navigator for the project. And I think that's a good position to pause for this video, and in the next one we'll be going through all this and what is happening here as well. So stay tuned for the next video.